Yo, what's up, everybody? I'm Ray,
I'm Marco.
and this is the Love the Game podcast. This is our 25th episode. We want to thank everybody for tuning in, paying attention, showing love. We actually wanted to start this off. It's a new journey. So before this whole intro is going on, I'm pretty sure y'all are gonna hear our theme song for our new season. Shout out to my family, cousin, my boy, brother, Cairo Montana for coming in with the clutch. Go support that. He got a new project coming out, so appreciate you for allowing us to use this as a theme. Um, and also we want to introduce the new logo. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, shout out to that one comment that was like, y'all need to get an AI drawing because now we got one. We're turned now, bruh.
Bro, did you see the one comment the one bull said? He was like, I thought I was gonna watch like I forget what his name, like low tier god. I didn't know who that was, but I looked him up. Apparently he was like a YouTuber because like apparently he goes by LTG. Like we had LTG like on the logo or whatever. He's like, I thought I
Yeah.
was about to watch a low tier guy react to this. And
Oh,
I
wait,
was
wait, I did see that. I
like
did see that.
I,
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
think he
yeah, yeah.
replied to it and I was like, who is low tier god? I looked him up. He was like
Bruh.
apparently he's like some like basketball YouTuber. I was
Hey,
like
shout out low tier
yeah,
God, bro.
shout out to bro.
Shout out to bro.
He got us some views, man, and so I definitely appreciate that.
Yeah, bro.
Um,
LTG X LTG
but
collab.
yeah,
Hey,
I can
hit
see
us
how
up,
that would be
man.
confusing to somebody who's a fan of him when they look up LTG
Yeah,
and
no
they find
cap.
our channel.
No cap. But yeah, for today's episode, we gotta talk about the Sixers. You already know that. We're gonna talk about the Ja Morant trade, a lot of rumors that are circling, and we're gonna give you guys just kind of like our perspective on what's going on in the NBA that's good, bad, indifferent, and then some players that we like. So let's start with kind of the bad. Basically, last night the Sixers lost to the Cleveland Cavaliers, 113 or 133, excuse me, to 107. With that loss, hold on, let me look up the standings. The Sixers are 22 and 17. That's fifth in the Eastern Conference. We're still behind Toronto by 3 games. I think
It's technically 1.5 because they
oh,
just played three
oh,
more
oh,
games. Yeah,
got you. Appreciate you, Co.
gotcha.
And yeah, so again, this is not really the loss that you want to have, especially because I think Darius Garland might be injured. Also, prayers up to Darius Garland.
Oh yeah, that was
Um,
tough. Yeah, I feel bad for him because it's the other foot this time. So
yes. So like again, bro, it feels like remember how I was talking about with like the Pistons and then the Nuggets, bro? It felt like this was kind of like a trap game. Just kind of going into it. Um, from my perspective, you can see like they came out a little bit. It looked like from tip off, like the Cavs were gonna win the game.
yeah.
Um,
I don't think it was a trap though. I think we just played a good team. Like they kind of just blitzed us. Like we were 1 point favorites and
mm.
like we shouldn't have like lost like we did. But they're still a good team and like I don't know, they just had it going and we didn't.
I'm
I
not gonna
didn't like
say. Oh,
question
my
our
fault. My
effort.
fault.
Now, I mean, it's hard for me to get mad at this one. Like I got mad at the Nuggets one because the Nuggets one was embarrassing. This one was like, I don't know, they had it going. Like I couldn't question our effort even when we were down like almost 30 points. We were going on runs and like cut the lead to 11 and the Cavs hit a couple more shots and go back up 20. Like we didn't quit. It just like wasn't our night. And I could stomach that. I can't stomach like losing to the Nuggets with everybody out.
No, I get that. I get that. I think like for me, the reason why it feels kind of like a trap game for me is just because of like just my expectations for the Cavs this year and where they are currently. Um, I'm actually going to talk about them probably a little bit later. So, it we play them tomorrow, obviously. I think we'll be able to bounce back because this team has proven that we're a team that isn't content, which is I think a really good sign for Sixers basketball because we haven't had a team that didn't feel like that. Um, and I mean, props to Joel Embiid for continuously just getting better, ramping up. We can see, like I still think about that one episode where we were just talking about how like it's so confusing about how the Sixers season is going, and it's just it's like so like I feel like happy to kind of like not feel right, but like it's still confusing, but in a good confusing. It's not a bad confusing like 2025, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, he's played some fantastic basketball recently too. Last night wasn't his best game. He turned the ball over a little bit too much, especially to start the game.
Yeah.
He kind of chilled out after the first rotation though. But yeah, recently he's played a lot of like consecutive games, like aside from the one back-to-back that he missed against Toronto, but like he's not playing back-to-backs anymore for the rest of his career, so that's
Yeah, yeah,
expected.
yeah, yeah.
But he's been like relatively really healthy and he's been putting up some solid point totals. The rebounds have been like back up, not like high, like double digits or anything, but like back up to a
Yeah.
respectable level where he's not just like absolutely getting fried by like everybody on the other team on the rebounds, and
Yeah.
he's like blocking shots again. He's what until last night, I think he had 5 consecutive games with a dunk, and the one game he had 2 dunks. Like I don't know, he looks way better, and he's like statistically playing way better and stuff. So I've been
He's
like pretty
jumping
impressed
more
with him.
too.
Yeah,
Jumping more
he's like
too.
yeah,
Yeah.
and like the most recent dunk in the game against the Raptors, like there was like some lift off on that one too. It wasn't well one of his 2 dunks. It's not even like he like was rim grazer like he got on his first dunk. It was like a dunk damn near over somebody. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I mean I've been really impressed with his play. It's a shame that we have to talk about it coming off a loss. It would have been nice if you reversed this game with the with the win against the Raptors and we could come off talking about it after a win. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, even though it's an unfortunate loss, I don't know. I think we've been playing up to a pretty high standard recently, especially with everybody on the court, and we've been coming together. And I respect the Cavs team a lot. And I respect Donovan Mitchell a lot. He just absolutely fried us. It wasn't Maxi's best game.
Mhm.
He turned the ball over a little bit too much. That's just going to happen sometimes. So hopefully
Yeah.
we respond tomorrow night. But aside from last night, I think we've been playing some like pretty good bit. And the Nuggets game, I think we've been playing some pretty good basketball recently.
Yeah. I mean, like, I don't really have much more to say about the Sixers. Like, you can take it from where you want to go. But I mean, yeah, like, it's still a little bit weird to see that a lot of people are talking about us as like conference contenders because like even like as much as I want to be like yo we going to the finals bro, like the history, bro. So I'm not even gonna overhype what's going on, but what I will say is for year one of like this new Sixers kind of like culture, I'm really liking what's going on. I'm like you said, like we're looking really good. Um, and there's a lot of problems that I feel like the Sixers have that are easy problems that we know how to fix. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, some crazy rocket science problem where like a player's injured. So, yeah. Um, but yeah, with that being said, in news around the league, we've already talked about it a little bit. Ja Morant has officially been um like not rumored, but he's officially kind of like up for trade discussions. I've heard also like Jonathan Kuminga has recently just
They
demanded a
said he
trade from the
demanded a
Warriors.
trade. Did you see that?
Yeah,
Like the
yeah,
way they phrased it was crazy, bro. It said
yeah,
demanded a trade.
yeah. So we can talk about Ja and then we can talk about Jonathan Kuminga because they're like two different situations.
hmm
Um, with Ja, I've said earlier, like, dang, I'm sad that I mean not Minnesota, Memphis is like I didn't want them to move on from Ja just because I know how valuable he was to that city and to that team. But it looks like it's kind of unrepairable. We just saw that video that leaked today with Ja trying to fight Vince Williams, right?
Yeah,
So I mean it's unfortunate because you know I wanted Ja to really be that guy from Memphis. Again, I know Ja was one of your favorite players, so Cole, like, what's your reaction to just everything that's going on in the past? Like, not even like 24 hours. Like, we literally just saw this before we were about to shoot. You know?
yeah. I mean, it's tough. In all honesty, like I thought that, like I'll hold this. Like I thought the trade rumors were a little bit overblown because I still
Me
don't know
too.
like what the Grizzlies will get for Ja Morant. Like obviously the trade is like inbound now. Like you see the video, like you said, and like you see all the rumors everywhere. There's obviously smoke there.
Yeah.
But after what Trey Young went for, and like Trey Young, like over the past couple of seasons, has been like pretty undoubtedly like a more impactful player than John Morant, and he has like
Mhm.
less time on his contract too. So like John Morant is kind of like a worse contract like team building wise right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
I really like don't know like maybe you just have to make the money match to get John Morant off the Memphis Grizzlies. So I don't even know what team is like out there that like will get the deal done. Um, the uh, this is like a kind of crazy thing to go off of, but the rumor is he just bought a house in Miami. So like
Oh, hold
they
on, hold
just
on.
said
Wait,
it,
you
like,
about to predict? You about to predict something, bro?
no, I'm not predicting anything. They just said I was watching His name is Trill Bro Dude.
Hmm.
He
Oh,
has
I've
this
heard of him
podcast.
before, I think.
So he was like talking about it on I follow his Twitter and he was talking about it and they were saying they were like drawing up Miami trades on there, like him and his buddies.
That's hilarious.
They
That's
had
hilarious.
like him for like Tyler Hero. It didn't really make sense to me though, because Tyler Hero right now is probably the better player and like the more portable player. He makes less money, has less years on his contract. I don't see why the Heat would
Mhm.
do that. So I don't think that even really makes sense at all. And like Ja Morant, like they fired Taylor Jenkins because he was trying to do the no pick and roll thing. So why would they trade him to a team trying to run the Taylor Jenkins no pick and roll system? Like I don't know, that doesn't really make
Yeah.
sense to me.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
yeah, I really I don't know if I like even have a good prediction for like where Ja Morant could possibly go. But I'm really interested to see the return on this to see if the Grizzlies are going to have to attach like second round picks or if a team is just still believes in John Morant to just like come back one more time. Like I know his like playing time's been inconsistent, whether it be injuries or like suspensions for off the court things. But it's kind of tough when you have a guy that relies that much on athleticism, who's like that poor of a shooter.
yeah.
In a league where, especially the guard position, as a smaller guard, you need to be a good shooter. If you want to be like truly impactful. And John Morant just has not been that throughout his career, and there are no signs that like he will ever be that. So I think it's a really interesting situation because like the Trey Young thing, you could see how he would return value because like even though like his defense has like really sunk teams at times, his offense has been undeniably like truly impactful and like floor
Yeah.
raising for teams. So you can see why the Wizards will want to take a bet on that, especially with like so many young play finishers on their team, like getting a
Mhm.
true engine in there, like makes
Yeah.
sense. But I really don't know like what a team like which team would be like willing to accept John Morant into them right now?
Yeah.
Do
I
you have
mean,
any
like,
thoughts, or do you feel the same way? Like, do you see
I
a team out there like they could really use
so
Ja?
I was thinking about it for a little bit. And this is kind of like what we were talking about a little bit last episode. Actually, I wrote a little stuff up. So maybe the Nets. I keep saying the Nets because they have the money to get like a high valuable player. Now I know they just said again Michael Porter Jr. is gonna be available in trade rumors and stuff like that. So I thought the Nets were at one point thinking like, okay, we actually have a guy that can, do certain things that we need on the team. Let's build around him in MPJ. Um, but obviously they feel like they can get something of value for his production. I would have definitely thought like the Nets would be a cool team to see like John Morant play on. This is a lot different than I guess like what the normal predictions would be. I wanted to be like a little different. But if I was realistic, I feel like Sacramento would probably be the best option. Just because, they have the money, they have the opportunity. Um, and like it could be like a very big cultural reset for Ja, just to like kind of like put him in a new direction. Um, and yeah, bro. Like that's kind of it. I just still think it's crazy that the John Morant era in Memphis is like slowly coming to a close. It's kind of similar to Trey Young. Like 2022, nobody would have saw this reality. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody. Um, Not even 2023, bro. So it's just like it's crazy. It's definitely crazy. It's crazy how the NBA changes over time.
Yeah, especially because like you see the value you're getting back. It's not even like they're selling like high on these guys or like
Yeah, yeah,
selling
yeah,
before they reach like their complete bottom trade value. Like these teams are like damn near salary dumping. Like some
yeah.
like I hesitate to say franchise legends because these guys aren't like perennial all NBA guys or like you know what I mean. Like they haven't won
Yeah, like
MVPs or like championships or
significant,
anything like that.
significant franchise
But
player.
like I'm sure like the children growing up watching them like look at these guys as franchise legends. Even if like we're not going to look 100 years down the line and be like, wow, these guys are some goats to these franchises. Like they're getting like they're probably both gonna get like traded for just salary, and that's like
Yeah,
kind of crazy. And it kind of makes me look at the CBA, which is like pretty much the reason why these guys are being traded for nothing right now, because like
yeah,
teams
yeah,
like contract like cap space and like um how much percentage a player takes up of your salary cap is like more important now than ever. It like kind of makes me look at that and be like, damn, like I don't really
No,
know how I feel
I'm.
about this.
It's it's put teams in a crazy handicapped position. Like I remember, I don't know if you saw this, but like a new clip from JJ Redick's old podcast. You know the bull Tommy,
Um,
the other boy that he did the interviews with.
Was it the white one or the
Yeah, yeah, the white
light
guy, the white
skin?
guy.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I know who that is.
So like basically like I guess he now goes around and interviews like different players on different teams.
Yeah, like young man in the three or
Yeah,
whatever it
yeah,
is. That's
yeah,
what they call
yeah.
it. Yeah,
So like he did one with the Utah Jazz, and Kevin Love basically talked about how the CBA is like completely like crazy, and now it penalizes teams like the OKC Thunder for drafting, doing everything the right way. But since they need parity, people got to go, people got to be traded for this, da da da. You got to make sure the salary matches this salary, pick swaps,
yeah.
like yeah, bro. And even like this could be like kind of like a greater conversation that we have in a later episode. But also like the CBA, I feel like as we've evolved with basketball data and stuff like that, it's really like not screwed everything up, but like it's really shifted what's valuable and what's not. Like it's really
Yeah.
like heavily, bro. Like 5 years ago, bro, like we like these type of trades are like not common. You know what I'm saying? Like not even like James Harden, I feel like was the first trade that I was just like, oh, this is like a norm now, I guess.
Which James Harden one?
Exactly. Which James Harden won? The Nets won and the Sixers won, bro.
Yeah.
So it's like that obviously is not just James Harden, like that's CBA teams, etc. But no, you have a big point. Like the CBA has definitely like changed a lot of different things. And
Yeah,
to
especially
that
with the draft.
point, like with Jonathan Kuminga now, he's demanding to get traded by the Warriors, right? Um, I mean, like, what's your reaction to that, firstly? Because I could tell that the writing was on the wall, but I didn't think it would happen because he came out the season or he started out the season playing so well. But yeah,
In all honesty, it's like Jonathan Kuminga, we look at him, he's a scorer. Like he's not like he's got the tools to be a good defender, but the reason we say he has the tools to be a good defender is because he hasn't really put it all together like so
yeah,
far in his career. Like he'll have moments, but he's not a very consistent defender. He's not a good like playmaker. He's an okay rebounder. I wouldn't like unless I'm like completely tripping. I wouldn't say he like is like truly impactful with his like rebounding on either side of the ball. And he doesn't like he's not a high like ancillary player, which is like seems to be what the league is like valuing there. Like players like OG
mm,
Anunoby, who maybe you don't look at them into like the greatest scorer of all time, but he's a good connected passer. He's obviously an elite defensive player. He
yeah,
provides extra
3D,
possessions with rebounds and
yeah,
stuff, and he impacts the turnover margin. Um, and he's paid a max contract, and you don't see Knicks fans like complaining about that at all because like those are the type of players like even if you're not like a high volume scorer, you could still be more like way more impactful than somebody who scores way more than you because you like impact on so many different ways and you do so many different things for your team. So
yeah,
like
yeah,
I think like it's kind of just unfortunate for Jonathan Kuminga. Even and like I feel bad for him. I'm not even a guy who like values Jonathan Kuminga's skill set very highly either. I kind of side with the NBA on this one.
mm,
But I feel bad because like if you're not going to like play him because he's been like getting his like minutes cut and stuff, like why would you resign him? And I understand you don't want to
yeah,
let him
yeah,
walk for
yeah,
nothing. Like I understand like it's like more of a value play, and that's why you give him the contract. But I kind of wish they had traded him earlier on when they knew he wasn't part of their like later plans because I just don't think
yeah,
that's fair to the player at that point. And
yeah,
I think that, like the Warriors have seemed to be a first rate organization all this time, but I kind of just felt for Jonathan Kuminga like along the way because like I kind of agree with the Warriors as to like who he is as a player. But I think if that's how you feel, like go give him a chance to like go play elsewhere and see if he can figure it out as a score first guy, not
yeah,
just like let him like fall to like the wayside. I know you're like you have like I wouldn't call you like a Warriors fan. You're obviously a Sixers fan, but like you're a huge Steph Curry fan, so you watch a
yeah,
lot of Warriors basketball and like you
yeah,
do root for that team when they're not playing the Sixers. So I was wondering how you felt about the whole situation because it like hits a little bit closer for you.
yeah. I mean, like just seeing how Kuminga's career has developed over time. Like he's always been a player that wanted to play his own way and not play the style that the Golden State Warriors wanted to play. Um, a part of me, like you said, is frustrated with the Warriors organization because this is a player that, at least like as I've seen on Warriors Twitter, like it's been a known thing that this has been a problem for at least like a year and a half. And even like going into the summer, everybody was like, "Yo, what we doing?" Like, you know what I'm saying? Or is Kaminga's extension was the main reason why it took 10 years to barely sign everybody at the end of the offseason. You know what I'm saying? And that just goes from the Warriors saying like you said, like they value Jonathan Kuminga because he's an athletic wing, and they don't want to see what he can do on other teams. But at the same time, they don't want to test his value and see what they can get back to help improve the team. So it's if Jonathan Kuminga is the key to getting that fifth championship for Steph Curry, if I'm a Warriors GM or owner, I'm gonna make that move, especially because Jonathan Kuminga himself is saying, I don't think this partnership is gonna work long term. You know? Um, so I mean, I'm glad that they're both getting what they want. It's gonna be interesting though to see when Jonathan Kuminga plays the Warriors again because he's definitely gonna drop like 30. Like he's definitely gonna drop 30 out of nowhere. So on our podcast, we do like our daily kind of like what team we like, what team we dislike, and what player that we've been like really proud of or like seeing lately. So yeah, I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna say the team that I like lately has been the Minnesota Timberwolves. And the reason why I say them is because right now they're fourth in the Western Conference. They've been crawling at the kind of like the bottom part of like the playoff group of teams. And just to see them get into the mid pack, now they're trying to get into the upper echelon of teams in the Western Conference. It's really great to see. Um, they came in last season struggling, but then they got really hot within last year. They're one of the teams that I said needed to improve earlier in the episode, like in the earlier weeks that we've shot episodes. So like just to see what they're doing now is amazing. Um, I still feel like right now they have a capped ceiling because they need a second guy behind Ant. But Ja's available right now. That could be a thing. Who knows? I want to also give a shout out to my guy Ant, averaging 28.9 points, 5.0 rebounds, 3.8 assists on 50% field goal or 50% shooting. Um, I think because I wrote this down yesterday, so the stats might have changed a little bit. I want to give a shout out to the role players that have been stepping up. Bones Highland, he's one of those guys that I've really been enjoying. Dante DiVincenzo.
Yeah, someone called Bones Highland a defensive player of the year candidate, so I
Oh,
feel
hey,
like
and then also someone said that Marco didn't know what he was talking about with Bones
no,
Highland, which was
no, that
crazy.
was. I mean, it was just funny. Like he hasn't tanked defensive units. They've been a better defensive team with him on the floor, and like his defensive playmaking stats have been good. Like he just
Yeah,
like we got to like relook at the narrative that he's a bad defender. He has
yeah,
not been a
yeah.
bad defender this year.
Yeah. So like yeah, that's why I'm really interested in this team. They have a great young core right now. They also have a room to have a great long-term future. So it's going to be interesting because they got the guy in Anthony Edwards to potentially lead them to the championship. So that's why I have the Timberwolves.
Yeah, I think that's a good one. They've definitely been one of the best teams in the NBA recently. I will not go with the Clippers because I already talked about them a couple weeks ago, but just know they're 8-2 right now. So they're
It's
they're playing
hard to
great
save
basketball.
us.
And Kawhi's been hooping too, bro. I'm not gonna do them because I kind of like just talked about them, but I just want to give them a shout out before the actual shout out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, so I'm gonna give a shout out to the Toronto Raptors, the team that we've played recently.
Good
So I
pick.
watched them play twice in the past couple of days.
Hmm.
The one day they beat us without and beating Paul George, and then we came back and beat them the next day. But it was two hard fought games both days. And I've just kind of been impressed by them as a team, like overall this year, not even just recently.
Yeah.
Um, I believe I had them in my plan. Maybe I've had
I
them
didn't even
missing
have
the
them making
plan.
the playoffs, bro. So
I
I get
forget
it.
what I had. I might
Yeah.
have had them missing the plan. So, but right now they've been the fourth seed in the East, and they've been the fourth seed for a while,
Yeah.
and they've just been playing some damn good basketball. As a team, I kind of thought that their team was like a lot of players who were like kind of pretty solid and overpaid. And I still kind of believe in a vacuum that each of those players is pretty solid and overpaid, but they've meshed together really well. And Darko Rajakovic, who I was really high on as a coach, is getting the most out of them.
Mm,
Scotty Barnes has been playing like maybe at an all defensive level. He's the player on the team that I'm the highest on historically. And he's been like absolutely amazing this year.
mm,
Um his efficiency has been better than it was last year, and his defense is like taking the step to another level. Getting exactly what you could ask for from him. Brandon Ingram is just has fitted really, really nicely on this
Yep.
team, which I like kind of anticipated. But the player that I would say I've kind of been the most impressed with because like historically I kind of have been lower on him is RJ Barrett. I think that RJ
Mm-hmm.
Barrett has like provided a nice level of playmaking to this team that
Yeah.
I like. I mean, he's only averaging like 3.7 assists, but the turnover numbers are really low, and he's a
Yeah.
really nice connected passer. Like gets 2 feet in the paint a lot. Just really does a lot for that team. He's missed the past 3 games, but I think that he's been like way more impactful this year than I've like ever like truly realized in his career.
Yeah.
And I know that they're saying they're like trying to salary dump Emmanuel quickly. I still think he's a nice player aside from the contract. Not
Mm.
like I don't know why the Knicks gave him $30 million, and I don't know why the Raptors like willingly took that contract on. Um, but he's been good for them this year as well, and he's a huge part of the reason why they're the fourth seed right now.
Yeah.
And then they just have a lot of depth on that team. Jamal Shead, um,
Yep. I've been learning about
the
Jamal Shed. He's tough.
yeah,
Same
and
with also I wanted to give a shout out to Colin Murray Boyles.
you beat me to it, bro. I was
He's
saving him
tough,
for
bro.
last
He's tough. He's tough.
because pre-draft he was like the analytics darling of the draft. Like I'm like sort of like tapped into that side of
Yeah.
Twitter now. Like I follow like a lot of my mutuals are like super analytical like bulls, and they're super into on the draft. And a lot of them had Colin Murray Boyles going like on like their top three, not mock drafts, but like their big boards. Like they're like if I was a
Mhm.
team drafting, he would be top three.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm kind of like before I was like super like locked in on the analytics of like the draft. I'm kind of looking at him like this guy's like a 6'6" like center damn near. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't know. And then like I started buying more and more as the draft process went on. I'm like, all right, I can see this guy being like really, really, really great at the next level. And he's
Yeah.
looked really, really great. Like I was watching the game that Embiid and Paul George missed that we lost. I'm watching CNB. I tweeted it, bro. Like I know it sounds reactionary. I'm like, this is damn near the closest thing I've watched to Draymond Green. Like it's like highly unlikely he'll ever
Bro,
be that
he's a,
great
he's
because
a
like Draymond
defensive
Green's all
nightmare,
time.
bro. He knows what he's doing, bro.
Yeah,
He knows what he's
like
doing.
he's unbelievably smart. Like he rebounds so well at that size. Like he was running the five, and like they couldn't get away with it when he was playing against Embiid because that's Embiid. But
Yeah.
he was like destroying us as the center in
Yeah.
the game before. He had like 17 and 12,
Yeah.
and he's just like he's super smart. He can run a double big. If that shot like even becomes playable, even like just as a free throw or like a spot at three, like he will make All-Star games. He's an unbelievable player.
Because they just beat the shit out of us. It's gonna be the Cleveland Cavaliers. I'm upset mainly because just like the Hawks, I had them competing for a championship this year. And that's unfortunately not looking like it's gonna be the case. Injuries have specifically impacted this team. Um, you know, one of the guys that we just talked about, Darius Garland, has been out for most of the season. He's only played how many games? Like, yeah, he's not played a lot of games. Which is definitely very detrimental to the Cavs. Another reason why I'm disappointed, Evan Mobley, I wanted him to reach another leap, and it's just unfortunately the meme is true right now. The meme is 1,000% true, and I want him to break that meme.
With the
Uh,
AT&T me.
yeah. So like
That's a good gimmick. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty funny.
So like I want him to break it. I want him to break it because Donovan Mitchell's out here dropping 30 every game, going. It's like it's Jordan the Monstar or Jordan versus the Monstars, basically. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how it feels. And then on top of that, like I thought the Lonzo Ball trade was gonna be really good, and it isn't living up to I guess like how good it could have been. And I'm not gonna blame Lonzo for it because like we know his injury history, what he's been through. So I mean, yeah, that.
All right. For the team, I mean, we kind of talked about them earlier, but I would say the Grizzlies are a team that I'm kind of disappointed in.
Hmm,
Um,
interesting.
and aside from the Ja Morant thing, because we already gave that a lot of time, I kind of think that after the Desmond Bain move, I was kind of wondering what the direction of this team would be
Yeah,
because
understandable.
I thought that it would be like tough to build around Ja and Jaren Jackson Jr. and now like they're obviously like getting rid of Ja for like pretty much whatever they can get. I'm excited
Yeah.
to see what they do with Jaren Jackson. Like, are they going to keep Jaren Jackson? Are they going to like try to build with just Jaren Jackson? Because I think Jaren Jackson is a guy that the NBA would like really really value. I know the
Mm,
rebounding stuff is
mm.
kind of tough. Like, doesn't rebound well for like a power forward. but is just super good, like rim protector. And he spaces the floor, so he's like the type of guy who could play in a double big lineup.
Mm.
I know that it would be like contract wise, it would be like impossible for it to happen. Like, but like he would be like a nice guy to have like next to Joel Embiid, like the way he protects the rim and can space the floor.
Yeah, I understand what
Um,
you're saying.
Neither
Yeah,
one of them is a great rebounder, but you know what I mean. Like
yeah,
he's like kind
yeah,
of the guy you want next to like another center.
yeah. He would
Um,
fit well in the Toronto Raptors,
yeah,
basically.
he fit well on the
Yeah,
Raptors.
yeah,
I know that I saw the Celtics called in on him. He would fit well on that team too. Like you kind of go through like every team is like they could all use a Jaren Jackson Jr. You know
yeah,
what I mean? So
yeah,
I
yeah,
think he would like I think he would net a lot on the trade market. So I kind of wonder if they like I kind of like challenge them to like pick a direction. They fired Taylor Jenkins last year, who was really good
yeah,
in player development. I don't have like a huge like opinion on Tomas Isolo. I like Taylor Jenkins before. Maybe Isolo is better. I couldn't tell you. But I just thought that it was kind of, and now you see like Desmond Bain saying like that, like the players
yeah.
on the you saw that you saw the clip where he was like saying that like the players on the Grizzlies like kind of miss Taylor Jenkins or whatever. I'll send
Oh,
you
I didn't hear that.
like,
I didn't hear that. I didn't see that. No. Yeah, no. Send that to me. Send that
wait,
to me.
let me
Yeah.
tell you. You said I miss Taylor Jenkins. I think everybody in Memphis does. So he was even like out there today in
Mm.
Germany during his press conference,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
talking
yeah,
about
yeah,
that. So that's
yeah.
even kind of what made me think to do this today, was
Yeah, that
because
makes sense. Yeah,
I kind of feel like they botched that situation. I feel like they
yeah,
thought this was going to be like a not a rebuild, but like a retool, and
yeah.
it ended up just like blowing up in their face because Ja Morant hasn't returned
Literally.
to what it was. They
Yeah,
lost their really great player development coach, and like now like Jaren Jackson, like fringe All NBA guy. Like, are
yeah,
they going to have to get rid of him? Like, what are they going to do? And like all this while drafting back to back, like really, really good rookies, like Edie and Cedric Howard have both like played their asses
yeah,
off, like so far. But neither one of them is like really a high upside guy. You know what I mean? Like they were both
yeah.
kind of older. I,
Yeah,
I
you
kind of like
do.
hate that
Yeah,
I like just said that, but like they were both older guys. Like they're not looking at them as like future like
yeah, yeah.
number one guys.
Mm.
And like Zach Edey is like at the NBA level is gonna be hard to like he's gonna be a super impactful player. He could be a starter on a championship team, like in the way Isaiah Hartenstein is, like one of
Yeah,
the most
yeah,
underrated
yeah,
players in the NBA. I think both of them are some of the most underrated players in the NBA. I think they can have star level impact, but like they're not gonna be ones on championship teams. And
yeah,
like both of them are really great complementary players. But like if you were rebuilding through the draft, I don't think those are the type of guys that you would draft in retrospect. I think they draft them as complementary guys to the guys they have. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm kind of like I kind of think that like this whole thing blew up in their face after the Desmond Bain thing, and I kind of wonder where they go because there are some really nice ways for them to pivot. Like if they trade off Jaren Jackson Jr., I'm sure they could get like a really nice young guard that
for
like
sure.
pairs next to
Yeah,
Cedric Howard and Zach Edey really good. And we look
yeah.
at this and it's like, so I don't know if I'm them, I'd trade Jaren Jackson Jr. and get because I think you get like a lot of value from him,
Mm.
and that's what
Mm.
I would do if I was them because I don't think you're even close to competing now.
No, no, that's honestly that's not a bad pick. That's not a bad pick, and I understand it because they lost today to the Magic too. Um, for the
Oh
player
yeah,
that
in
I
Germany.
like, well, actually, wait, let me say like this, like so for our podcast, every episode or at least almost every episode, we're gonna try to give a player shout out to a player that we've feel like has been going under notice or underrated and deserves some spotlight. So today they're gonna flame me for this because it's not a player that's underrated. It's gonna be my player that I've been wanting to give a shout out to because he's been hooping his behind off. Um, so I want to give a huge shout out to my young boy, VJ Edgecombe, man. Um, I think wait, let me pull up his stats right now. Let me pop it for my guy real quick. Right now, he's averaging 15.9 points, 5.3 rebounds, 4.3 assists on 42.5% percent from the field. I'm really impressed by VJ, and we talk about him almost every episode. Like just developing as a defender or coming in the league as just a defensive ready player. Just the fact that he's doing that, he's guarding some of the best players. Also, on top of that, he's shooting very confidently. He's making threes, which was one of his biggest weaknesses coming into the draft. I remember that I was one of the main people that was scared about drafting VJ Edgecombe because I didn't think he would have a great shot, and he's just been proving me wrong every single game. And it feels like he's been getting better every single game as well. Um, and I'm really excited for his future because even when people kind of sleep on VJ, like he had a crazy debut. I think he kind of went under people's heads for like a little bit of the season, popped back up when we played really good teams because he plays at a high level when like we're playing bigger games. And then he's kind of like back on everyone's radar again. But then he goes down because he's not like you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a really interesting player to have on my team. I'm really excited to see what his like ceiling will look like, and I'm praying that it's in the Philadelphia 76ers jersey. So shout out to my guy VJ Edgecombe. Yeah, that's why he's my player shout out of the week.
For me, I'll go a guy who's like playing a little bit better than I wish he was. Part of it is because he was a huge part in my least favorite Sixers game of the season. I gotta give a shout out to
Mm.
Peyton Watson.
Yep,
He's
yeah,
been
makes
absolutely
sense. Yeah,
amazing.
makes
In
sense.
the absence of Nikola Jokic, um, I know that a lot of people have like been debating whether or not he's like truly taken a leap as a player because a lot of it has just been like with increased usage.
Yeah,
I'm of the opinion that if you're able to like score at the same level of efficiency with increased usage, that should be looked at as a level of improvement because you're
yeah,
taking on a
yeah.
bigger
I
role. You know
agree.
what I
I
mean?
agree.
Because
Yeah,
it's like like when Tyrese Maxey won Most Improved Player, people are like, "Oh, he didn't really improve. He just took on a bigger role." I think like taking on a bigger role, that's like
and
getting it like
succeeding and
yeah,
succeeding
that's like
is
getting a
hard.
raise or
That's
promotion.
hard.
Like
Yeah,
that is a way of improving is
yeah,
taking on a bigger role.
yeah.
So in the last 5 games, because it's the sample size Pivot Fade decided to use when I just checked it, um, he's averaging 24.6 points per game, 7.4 rebounds, 3.8 assists on 65% true shooting, and he's just been like absolutely amazing as the Nuggets have like not really struggled to win games with Jokic there, which I'm sure like a lot of people are pretty surprised by. I know that I am. I thought that
Yeah,
as
I
soon as
am
he went
too.
out that
Yeah,
they would be struggling to win games, and they're on a 3-game win streak and they won 6 of their last 10.
yeah.
So and I would say that he's been the biggest part of that. So yeah, he's been amazing this whole year, but especially in this stretch with Jokic out, taking on that scoring load.
Um, but with that being said, we're at the last parts of our episode. As usual, like thank you to everybody for tuning in every single episode. Like we just passed 50 followers on like our socials. So that's like really fire. We appreciate everybody for just showing love, leaving a comment, following. That's super fire. Before we leave, Cole, you got a question for not only me but just the audience in general. Like if they could leave a comment.
Yeah. So I was kind of just thinking about this with like the Eagles like playoff games. Like sadly they lost,
Yeah, man. Yeah,
but a lot of like people in my program and stuff were like talking about where they go to like to watch the games. So I was
yeah,
wondering like what's your favorite place to watch the game? Because I know like me personally, I like to if I'm not going to the game live, I like to be at home. But I know some people like to go to the bar. Some people like to go to
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
Xfinity Live. Now called like Stateside
yeah,
Live or
yeah,
whatever it's
yeah,
called.
yeah. Yeah.
But I was wondering how do you feel? Because I get
So
stressed out and I don't like to be around that many people that like I don't know. So I was wondering
yeah,
how you felt.
I get that. I get that. Honestly, I feel like for me, if I'm not going to the game because I like the games a lot. I think a lot of people don't understand the energy that Philly has in a live game. I think you just got to really be there to understand it because we're one of the best crowds. Um, So if it's not a live game, I feel like it's gonna be Xfinity Live, just because I have so many memories at Xfinity Live. But I think also just a live game too is just like it's a one of one experience, like especially in like a sports town for real, like people that really like care. I love how like you'll hear like just random like for example like bro when back in the day I used to go to Sixers games with my dad and he would like crash out over like bad referee calls and I'm like yo chill like yo like.
Bro, I do that at home though. That's why I can't watch the game with people. Like I get bad.
I
And my
get it
dad my
though.
dad was like,
I
because
get
I
it
was
though.
getting mad.
I
He's like,
get it
maybe you
though.
need to take a break from basketball. I'm like, no, I can't take a
No, I get it. I get it, bro. I'm the same way. So like, it like I feel like the live atmosphere and like just cause like it feels almost like a movie or something like that, like a cartoon or something like that. It's funny, like it's fun, it's competitive. So yeah, like that's probably that's what I like to do. But yeah. Um, you got anything you want to say to the people before we dip, bro?
uh comment below. Do you watch the game at home? Do you like to watch the game at a bar? Like what was your preferred place to watch a game? Appreciate everybody that stayed to the end and answered the question. Appreciate everybody that watched any of our clips or subscribed or showed us any type of love.
Yeah, bro.
You got anything?
Yeah, I mean, I already said like again, I'm grateful for everybody for showing love, paying attention to what we're doing. I feel like this year we about to go crazier. We got the new logo. You probably already heard the theme song by now. We probably gonna have that as our outro as well. I also want to give a shout out to our thumbnail guy, my guy Thomas. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we're just trying to come different this year, trying to be a great podcast this year. Excuse me. And we're also just trying to be one of the best basketball podcasts, period, because like why not, you know? So yeah, we're just gonna, keep aiming to teach media literacy through basketball and health. Trying to show love more to basketball. Hopefully, one day we can get more WNBA conversations going on because that's kind of crazy. But yeah, man, uh, appreciate all the support, y'all. Let's cue that outro music. Yes, sir. Let's get it. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
excited to hear that outro music.